What's going on, everybody? Got a bunch of new gear, and it's time to show you what I got. Here we go. All right, so got a brand new kit. It's actually about a month or so old. It's a Crush. It's a Crush Sublime Maple kit. Love to death. 7-ply maple. It is in the copper finish, actually copper fade. It's kind of an orangish here, and then it fades out to a black. So I've got sizes. I've got, for my 2 racks, I've got a 10x7 and a 12x8. Then for my floor toms, I've got a 14x13 and a 16x14. So we've got that here. I kind of try and tune them to thirds, kind of. And then for kick, it's an 18x22. Could have gotten the 20x22, but that's just too much. You can kind of see here it goes from the orange to the black fade. Comes with a matching snare. I've got it over here. It's a 14x5.5. Right now I'm just kind of replacing the snare wires on it. And right now I'm actually using my old pork pie. It's the B.O.B. black on brass or something like that. I don't know. Gives me a lot more crack. It's got a bit more open sound because it is metal, whereas the snare that comes with it is more of a maple, so it's got less spread to it, I guess, as Simon Phillips always calls it. So there's that. This over here, it's not really a drum. It doesn't do anything. It's just more, don't have it tuned. It's more for my electronics. Triggers my 808 with this little guy. Instead of having, I should get a little pad, but this was here and it was like 20 bucks, good 10 years ago. So I figured might as well. So we've got that. So cymbals. Let's go around those. Right here I've got a Sabian 18-inch XS20 China. Then this is an old Zildjian 17-inch medium crash. This is an old cut down, I think it was a 16-inch crash, that now is a splash. It works, it's really high pitched, it cuts through really well, and it blends really well with everything. These are my 14-inch Sabian AAX stage hats. This little guy here, actually it's not little, it's 19 inches. It's my 19-inch AAX metal crash. And then this here is my 19-inch AA metal X crash. So up front I run 2 19s, on the sides a 17, and then over here we'll get to in a second is an 18. This right here is my 21-inch AA raw bell dry ride. These are my 14-inch, I want to say A custom hats. I don't know, I've had these forever too. This, my 18-inch here, funny story, it's another AAX metal crash. I bought it as a backup for my 19 in case it ever cracked. It didn't, but the one I had over here at the time did. So I just put this over here about a year ago, and it's been there ever since. And this is my 18-inch Sabian, or excuse me, no, it's a Zildjian. Bleh, it says right there. It's a Zildjian 18-inch A custom China. So I've got that there. It just has the most biting tone out of a China I've ever heard in my life. So it's pretty awesome. Hardware-wise, I'm running all Pearl. I've got the rack, I've got a straight bar here, and I've got a straight bar on my left side, but I don't run the bars in front, just because it's too much of a spread, and it's a pain in the ass to transport. I got a stick holder here. What else? I use SlickNuts on a couple of the cymbals, because they have the old style on there. The Vater SlickNuts. Speaking of Vater, sticks I use, the Power 5As right there, the nylon tip. It's because it gives me a bit more ping with the music, because it's so loud and everything. Heads. Forgot to go over heads when we were going over it. I use Evans on my toms. I have the EC2s on my snare. I have the Power Center reverse dot. And on my kick, I have the EQ4 as well as a little EQ pad and a little EQ pillow in there. Basically, I shove that up against my head, and it keeps me from having to steal hotel pillows. Gives you a nice little extra attack, too. What else? Oh, electronics, because we were talking about those. For here and then on my kick, I use the D-drums. It's the, whatever they have, the kick one and then the tom one. All my other hardware, too, is Pearl, except for my hi-hat stand. It's a Tama. Pedals I use are the Demon Drive, the Direct Drive. I love it to death. I don't think I'd ever go back to a chain. This is my metronome, actually. It's practice purpose, live purpose, whatever. Basically, it keeps me in time, keeps it all going, makes recording a lot easier, too, down the road. So I've got that, and that usually feeds back here. So the electronics, first off, run into here. This is my Alesis DM5. It's got the brain. I used to run 2 kicks, so I had 2 channels for the kick. Then I have my 808 here. I actually have it programmed to another channel, as well as now that I'm running a single, I have 2 kick channels. all that feeds here to the outs over to our DI box there. And from the DI box, that feeds back into my little board back here. So that's the blue one here, it's channel 2. Channel 1 is basically for a monitor mix from the board. In this case in here, it's our practice board live. It's the sound guy. He runs it back to me. I can either do XLR or quarter inch, either or. Control the levels here. I have my kicks in here just so I can hear them a bit better in case he doesn't mix it or whatever. You know, sound guys have their moments. The levels you can adjust, up, down, gain, whatever. And the metronome that I have, it runs off my left and rights and just goes through the standard 1/8 inch plug. Or, yeah, those. iPod, whatever, cell phone, whatever I want to plug in and record with. And that goes from there. Live, I also use, right now I'm running it just from the audio out from the board here. Live, I run from the headphones out to a Shure PSM 400. It's a hardwired. So that way, just in case he doesn't have a squelch or anything like that, that'll cut down on the feedback, which really sucks in your ears. That'll cut that down on it too. And that feeds to my in-ears, which they're not custom, they're nothing crazy. I actually got these at, I think I was like Target or Best Buy or something. They're clips, got them for like 70 bucks. Then I put the little, the Shure foam tips on the end, and that basically gives me a custom fit in my ear. It's nice. Never had them fall out. The reggae shoes you see there are the shoes I wear live, just because they are, basically they're old, they're small, and they're worn down in just the right spots, so I can get the right footing on my pedals. So yeah, so that's about it. I think that back there is the old kit I have, my Pearl Export. You saw me play for the last 10 years, something like that. I don't know, I've had it for a long time. So yeah, so that's all my gear. It's about does it. So yeah, so there's the gear, brand new. It's all pretty cool. Well, drums are new. Cymbals aren't so new. But there it is, and I will catch you guys all at a show.